Hello, how is everyone doing? It is your fallen angel. We're back with another video, and today we are doing the physics of the soul. So there is a subatomic particle discovered in 1956 called a neutrino. This particle, because of its extremely tiny size and elusive behavior, is difficult for scientists to study. The missing 9/10 of the universe is thought to be compromised of neutrinos and neutrino-like particles. Although neutrinos have mass, they pass right through physical matter. It has been estimated that neutrino from the sun would stand a good chance of penetrating a thickness of lead stretching from Earth to the nearest star without colliding with anything. Neutrinos are the most abundant particles that have mass in the universe. Every time atomic nuclei come together like in the sun, or break apart like in a nuclear reactor, they produce neutrinos. Even a banana emits neutrinos. They come from the natural radioactivity of the potassium in the fruit. So guys, neutrinos. This 9/10 like particle that could pass through ether, that could pass through light, is also embedded within us. This thing is why it's impossible to understand if energy is like a wave, a particle, or it's like a strand. It's like difficult to understand this because this is string theory explained. Neutrinos is, in theory, what string theory cannot comprehend. Recent development in physics, astronomy, and neurology provide an unexpected breakthrough into the understanding of the psychic and paranormal phenomena. The atoms of our physical bodies contain much finer and faster vibrating neutrinos and neutrino-like particles. These finer and faster vibrating particles compose the substance of the soul that is joined to our physical body by a magnetic cord that breaks at the moment of death. The soul breaks loose from the body when the body is no longer able to function as a home for it. Now guys, when you die, when your physical body dies, you lose maybe a half a pound or a pound. Go to any morgue or anybody that's doing autopsies, they will tell you that the physical body will lose a half a pound. Now this is not because your body just pooped itself, and that happens as well. What intrinsically happens is you lost a half a pound of etherical matter, also known as neutrino-like particles. This is the connection from your physical body into the ether time-space. We understand that there's a fourfold reality, and we must recognize that these two things are intertwined to make sure that the human vessel is alive and running. This is the connection for the pineal and the soul to have an adequate amount of time within this time-space. This is known as ether time-space. The connection to ether time-space. When one applies oneself to consistent power meditation, we will go over power meditation later. We will do a video on this later on how to power meditate. One's chakra vibrates at faster speeds. This takes training, preparation, and readiness. But through the higher speeds approaching the speed of light, one is able to access other dimensions at will. Now guys, if you know how to meditate and you have been watching my previous videos on how to meditate and how to understand magic, you can enter and astral project at a much quicker rate. You can leave the physical plane and enter the etherical form. You can astrally project into this. This is how you use your neutrinos to your advantage. Through power meditation, of course. Humanity currently resides in a lower dimension. This has much to do with our Earth and its position in space. In higher dimensions, colors, shapes, sounds, and thoughts are more vivid. One can see through walls and have the sensation of omnipresence. Telepathy is extremely enhanced and other senses become much stronger and more open beyond anything most people have experienced. We have to understand how powerful neutrinos are. Okay, and we have these things embedded in us. It is our responsibility and our job to understand that we as humans are very, very powerful. We have to understand how we could use our neutrinos to our advantage. This is the missing piece in string theory that people do not understand. that it's hard to understand if this is a real form. Is this really... Because they have mass in the universe, but they could go through things etherically, like it's time-space. They could go right through objects, right through physical plane, right through light apparatus. Therefore, guys, we must learn how to use these neutrinos to our advantage, because these neutrinos are... we could compare them to like glial cells in the brain. These cells and neutrinos are tied together, right? We can do magical things with it. We can vibrate at faster speeds with it. We can do a plethora of things with this. This was a short video explaining neutrinos and the physics of the soul. We will go over a few other topics next time, but if you have any questions about neutrinos, leave them in the comments. I'd love to read them, and thank you for watching.